Oh, it's alright. Once I just decide I should have gotten rid of the alarms before stream, but you know, that would be a competent streamer thing. Good morning. This is generic. Good morning. This is Generic Fool's Test. I am trying to stream the Cowboy Bebop PlayStation 1 game. Today is the first day I have to go back to work after my vacation, so with the exception of Thursdays, you're probably not going to see ultra long streams because I have to keep following my sleep schedule, and also, you know, I have to. The moving sound you hear is the cup I keep for water getting knocked around. Sorry. So yes, this is the PlayStation game made for Cowboy Bebop. It is was originally Japanese only. It has been translated. Translators usually add their information in the opening of a game, so I'll talk a bit. I'll talk of the group when I see it. Sorry, let's see. There we go. Take 3. Before the live action, Cowboy Bebop was considered one of the best anime around. It's just like, you know, like a lot of the times they make a live adaptation of a series, they don't actually look at the source material. I'll stick it on normal. DualShock on? Okay. One second. I'm just gonna PSX. I think it's important. Oh, I didn't know there was a PlayStation 2 game. I want to give credit. Wait, the game I'm playing currently is said to have been patched. Okay. Well, I have not seen the, it says this is translated, but, or like, you know, subbed, not dubbed. I wanted to give credit to the team who actually did it, if it is subtitled. The Bebop. Oh no. Oh no. He's watching TV. Those first 2 characters shown weren't actually characters of the series. The future viewed from the early. I can't remember when the anime actually came out.
ゲートアウト嘘だろう到達予定時刻まではまだ30時間以上もあるってのにくそ止まらん
なんで減速リングがないのよ
捕まえ
I'd like to know what they're saying. From the way they said it, I would assume they got out of their little like FTL speed travel system faster than they intended to.
ここどこ正規座標に何も表示されてないんだけど
壊れたのか
なんか来るよちょうどいいわあの人たちに聞いてみましょう
I don't understand anything that's going on.
何しやがる営業知らない連中だぜ出るぞあんま深追いすんなよ
お腹減ったねアイ
The swordfish. Not correctly, this game is supposed to play like Star Fox. I was not expecting this. Nope. That. Oh, nope. Nope. The analogs are supposed to be on, but it's not. Oh my. This is dope. Oh god. Oh my. This is oh gosh.
この先の道分かれてる
Please slow down. I mean, eventually I might be able to control this in a way which I feel, you know, like I'm not just some random. Oh. My god, thank god it's not in more high def, or else I might get motion sick.
もうちょっと頑張れるでしょ
Oh. Okay, so I can actually control how... Ooh. Oh gosh.
大丈夫かもう一息で中間地点を抜けるぞ
Is he asking me if I'm okay? I can control the rotation I'm making.
射撃場で練習し直した方がいいんじゃないの
Oh, I'm upside down. I don't know. For me, it may not make any narrative sense for Spike to do, you know, it's a training mission, but for me, I think I need a training mission.
それなりの修理
Ah! 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 Oh my! Ah! Jesus Christ! Oh, I'm sorry, he can't save me now. I feel like this would be easier if I had analog control, which I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure it doesn't seem to. It says analog was on,
どうやら次がメインディッシュみたいよ。
but you know, it's not accepting any input from the end. Oh my god. Wait, is this thing literally called a ruby laser in Japanese? I don't know what's going on. Something is changing, but I'm not sure what. How do I activate the laser again?
もっと丁寧に機体扱ったら
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna literally die on the first mission. Not the... Clearly, this is a sign of my skill and ability. Indeed. No! No! Don't tell me I have to go start from the very beginning. There does not appear to be a life system. Which means that this is good for that, where I can literally just continue sucking at this video game. Without having to worry about, you know, dealing with the life system. Oh my.
この先の道分かれてる。
That. Oh my. I guess the one good thing is people aren't really here to see, well, with the exception of one viewer who's probably just lurking, see how much I'm sucking at this game. The controls are very responsive, but the problem is it feels like almost too responsive right
も
now.
うちょっと頑張れるでしょ。
Oh my.
大丈夫か。もう一息で中間地点を抜けるぞ。
もっとしっかり狙って撃ちなさいよ。弾がもったいないわよ。
Also, not sure how I like this being called a ruby laser. I kind of like the name swordfish because, well, in the English dub, because it does sort of look like a swordfish. The ruby laser just sounds a little weird.
右から敵が来るわよ。
Also, for me, I actually like the Cowboy Bebop is one of the shows where they actually had a really good English dub. To the point of where, you know, listening to people speak in the Japanese dub feels almost wrong.
ほとんど無傷に近いわね。
Because, okay, for anyone, well, I don't know if one of my followers will come, so I might have to tell. For people watching this stream from the start, I'm going to apologize if I retell the story when another follower comes. This game is fascinating because at the time, people did not give a shit about doing a faithful dub, or most companies did not care, because, well, when people talk about how notorious bad English voice acting was, the era of Cowboy Bebop is one of the ones which sort of signified it. But, well, first, oh, hi, Lolbutts. Oh, yes, it is. But it's fascinating just how, when they created this series, they wanted to make a series that, like, oh, I don't want to make this series something that will be, you know, popular for, like, the next 20 years, or, like, for 10, I can't remember how many years the guy said originally. Also, welcome to the stream, Lolbutts. And it ended up being, like, you know, popular for longer than that. And then the funny thing is, this series was made to appeal to the West. So, you know, in Japan, if I remember correctly, Cowboy Bebop doesn't really get as much, you know, fanfare as it does in the West. And then furthermore, when the people who, if I remember correctly, the people who were, you know, doing the voice casting didn't give a shit about this. Like, you know, the main character, Lolbutts, have you watched Cowboy Bebop? Well, if you say it's Spawn, of course you probably watched it, or at least seen it. Do you know the story behind how they scouted the main character's voice? It's very indicative of how little they gave a damn at the time. Well, they didn't have enough people, so they decided that to scout for the main character's voice, because they didn't want to spend time looking for people, they went into the mail room of the company they were in, looked to the guy in there at the time and said, "Hey, you, want to do some voice acting?" At which kind he was like, okay, sure. And then he had a career-defining role as Spike Spiegel. He may be a very well-respected voice actor now, but literally he was the mailroom guy. Yes, absolutely. But you understand how crazy that is, right? They just walked to the mailroom and just was like, "Hey, you, want to voice act some lines?" And he's like, "Okay." And it blows my mind. Like, think of how bad it could have been if there was just some half-assed guy. But no. The lazy ass bastard who was just like, we'll just get some jackass from the mailroom, and that just some jackass happened to be somebody who would become a very, very good voice actor. What are the chances of that? I don't know. It's just shocking. Oh yeah. Which, you know, that would... But the thing is, I don't think he had qualifications at the time, from when I saw it. Because as I said, he just, you know, it was literally just a random thing. Wait, oh yeah, I forgot. the analog sticks don't actually do anything in this game. Because I don't think he had qualifications or anything. I think he was literally just a mail clerk. I don't think he had... Well, correctly, I'm not sure he even had an interest in voice acting. He was just like, oh, hey, sure, I'll try. Good. Oh. Yeah. Well, you know, still, it's just sort of shocking. Like, I mean, they got one hell of a diamond in the rough unintentionally. Which, as I said, I only know about, I feel stupid after talking about him. I believe his name is Johnny Young Bosch.
どうやら次がメインディッシュみたいよ。
But, you know, like, what are, like, is it true of the rest of the cast, or the rest of the cast just sort of half-ass picked? Because there's a lot of times where, you know, they just, you know, half-ass, I'm gonna die again. I just don't know. This thing is kind of rough. But oh, come on. Sorry. But still, it makes it sort of crazy. It's just like almost like it was predestined to be great. And then they just, with all the stuff that made Cowboy Bebop good, for the live action, they just throw shit out. Like, to be fair, a lot of the people who just try to do stuff will try to add diversity or change it. Now, I think, like, to give an example about how sort of brain dead some people try to add diversity is, like, you know, in Peter Pan, right? When they, with the Lost Boys? The Lost Boys, in the reason why they were boys is, according to the original story, yeah, I didn't realize that, or didn't think about that. I think she did a really good job as Faye Valentine. But yeah, that's crazy. So, for those who don't see, Bulma voiced Faye Valentine. Which, not to say anything bad about her, but, you know, I don't think being rolled as Bulma really let her show her acting chops, in my opinion, as well as Faye did. But, you know, she gets to voice Bulma a whole lot more than Faye, so, you know, that... I mean, I'm sure she's made plenty of money from that. But, either way, the thing that's sort of dumb about, like, how these people who are like, let's force inclusivity. In Peter Pan, the Lost Boys were boys who escaped the crib and basically fell out of the crib and then, you know, like, jumped out the window with Peter Pan. And I believe the point is that they died because they were not very sensible. And if I remember correctly, yeah, you know, I don't know, I have a feeling I had a conversation about this sometimes. Weirdly, sometimes I have strange dreams which are related to video games, and then I'll just go like, oh yeah, I had a dream about this. Not significant, but, you know, it's just weird. I sometimes have dreams that are similar to events in the future, but none of them actually matter. It's fucking stupid. and all it does is make me sound like a weirdo. Because no, I don't believe it, but I did have a dream where somebody said it was like the 14th voice acting role, and then I was just like, what the hell are they talking about? And then I'm like, oh yeah, oh stupid. And all like saying this makes it sound like it is me sound like a weirdo. But yeah, um, well a lot of like, well, I don't really know what to say to that. But yeah, I mean, sometimes, well, also to be fair, back then there weren't a lot of great female roles in anime. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some really good female roles in anime, but there were also like this wasn't exactly the time for having strong independent female characters in anime. Oh yeah, but in the book Peter Pan, the thing I was talking about, they say that there are no lost girls because girls are too sensible and smart to literally fall out and I guess die of their crib. So, in a way, they're basically saying that like, oh, so the girls who fell out are sort of the dumb ones. But they don't follow the material. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes the laser comes out. But yeah. I don't know. I think it's a shame about Cowboy Bebop live action. I mean, having said that, I haven't watched much of it. But, I don't know. I have friends who have similar opinions to me, and they were not a fan of it. So, Hey, Anne. How are you? I'm driving into walls. Have you heard of Cowboy Bebop? Oh, it's very cold out where you are? I hope you're bundled up or, wearing a jacket or warm clothing. You could have some hot cocoa or something. Don't mind. But have you seen it? And not the live action, the actual series. It's sort of... I apologize, lol, but I'm just going to tell Anne about it. It's an interesting series because it's really good music, it's a really good show, and the English dub is outstanding, in my opinion. Which is shocking, because the people who did the casting did not fucking care. So, Anne, how do you think they got the person to play the role of the main character, Spike Spiegel, in this series? If you're thinking, or for the English dub, okay, well, you'd assume that they would get someone qualified. Not the case. They literally went to the mailroom of the company they were in, looked at the first guy in there and said, hey, you want to voice some lines in the show? And the guy's like, okay, sure. Because, it's cheaper to hire a guy without qualifications. And then that became a career-defining role, and that guy is a very famous voice actor right now. And it's just fucking think about that. This is Johnny Young Bob. 1 second. Oh, also, just quick little thing. Behold the golden flying fox bat. Look at it. Look at it. Oh yeah. It's weird that the larger flying bats are the ones that don't, or at least their faces don't look as scary. I mean, if you've seen some of the other pictures of them, like, I mean, look at this. From afar, this is a nightmare. Wouldn't you agree? It's, holy shit. Because some of these giant fruit bats have like a 6-foot wingspan. Yes, bat PP. Because, you know, there's a joke about being hung like a fruit bat. But either way, just see. Is it Johnny Young Bob? Okay. Yeah, Johnny Young Bob. I think that's his name. Did he voice Spike Spiegel? I want to make sure that I'm not giving credit to the wrong guy. No. You know, I could just look Spike Spiegel. Okay, let's see. I feel stupid. Why was I there? Okay, John. Oh wait, that's John. What? Steve Bloom. God damn it! Why did I say Johnny Young Bosch? Steve Bloom. I've been correct. Don't this Johnny Young Bosch is also good, but Steve Bloom is just. I don't know why. Just Johnny Young Bosch is more easy to remember name for me. I'm stupid, but I recommend you watch Cowboy Bebop. Okay. I didn't mean to show you back ding dong in your face like this. Well, I mean, I guess for you it's late. But yeah, Steve Bloom got the job basically because he was he didn't have any really specialization. They were just like, hey, dude, you want to do that? Also, just to make up for. Because I showed you that bat ding dong, I'll just show you this briefly. This is the Honduran white bat. They will bite leaves so that they fold over like this, and then a bunch of them will literally just hang together. Yep. They are. And I mean, this is like, I mean, just look at them. They're like little cotton balls. And, let's see. With their little yellow noses and, yeah, I should get back to playing the game. Back to sucking at this. Well, I'm gonna try to stay on task. No. Sorry. I'm hoping I've always sucked at Star Fox, but I hope this time I can at least get a little further. But yeah. It's one of the bats that are really cute. I'm gonna try to at least beat this level before, or, you know, die 2 times before I start showing unrelated stuff. Like, I still have to show you that chocolate cake shake thing I told you about before.
ね。それなりの修理になれば持ち直すんじゃない？
Well, if you saw the chocolate, actually the video, I think you wouldn't forget it because it's just sort of ridiculous. Also, I sort of traumatized Moon and like person with the a certain American fair food. So, well, first here's a litmus test to see if you can handle the one that traumatized like person and like Moon. What do you think about fried ice cream? So like, yeah, fried ice cream. Basically, you take ice cream, you bread it, and then you know, then you fry it. The result, also, I'm actually doing pretty well being distracted, talking about unrelated stuff. Basically, you take ice cream, I think traditionally you use like cornflake batter, and no, this is not good. It's actually really tasty. Oh, and I've died. So basically, you take it and it's sort of lightly crispy and crunchy and nice, and it's slightly warm on the outside, but it's still nice and cool on the inside. And they usually use vanilla ice cream. It's something that you'll see at Tex-Mex restaurants and some Mexican restaurants. Person and Moon were just freaked out by it. Though to be fair, I had just talked about the thing that freaked them out first. And then I did that. Which... Okay, so... Well, first of all, they just thought it sounded gross. But the thing that traumatized them was deep-fried butter on a stick. Yes. I'm sorry, did you not hear me? I said deep-fried butter on a stick. You know. Well, yes, of course, because ice cream, you know, as I said, testing your reaction to the ice cream, deep-fried ice cream, is what I would use to gauge if I should tell you about, like, you know, deep-fried butter. Ice cream is something that you eat traditionally. You eat butter too, but it's a condiment. It's like, you know, or something you add to, like, you spread lightly on something. It's not just something that you eat the entire bar of, though to throw someone I know under the bus, I know somebody who just takes bites of butter. Okay, so I think, and you're underestimating the deep-fried butter on a stick. Ah, Moon, you're here. But now it's
Deep fried butter came
Moon's,
up last year with anniversary.
Moon is Moonshine. She's friends with a person. I think they go to the same school. I don't know. Yes. She normally lurks in the background, silently judging me. Yes, but here we go.
Here, the 150th cow. The concessionaires were asked to come up with an ideal to bring the butter into it.
It may not look like much, but what we have here is deep fried butter. That's right.
Deep fried.
A stick of butter right there.
What they did, I saw them make it. They have a stick of butter. They put it on a stick. and then they batter it in a cinnamon batter and dunk it in the deep fryer.
We've been told that it tastes kind of like a cinnamon roll, but with lots and lots of butter, which is appropriate because it's deep fried butter. It's butter.
They also poured a little bit of icing on top, so it looks palatable.
So yes, they take the butter, wrap it in cinnamon batter, they deep fry it, and then pour icing all over that. So yes, that is sweet icing covering cinnamon batter on a literal stick of butter with a stick in it.
Looks nice. Already you can see the butter's kind of seeping out of it. But it's being anxious to being eaten. So
Now I'm not sure this is gonna work on the stick because
I the
just pulled
stick
it out.
falls out.
Well, I mean, the butter that, you'd be surprised how many countries come up with weird stuff. Like, we watched yesterday, a thing was like 40 something foods you have to try before you died. And a number of places that had stuff which I was like, no, please, America, no, you can't have done this. And then I was like, wait a second, this is Bangkok, Thailand. Ha ha! America isn't the only one that creates the weird stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think some people take inspiration from us and decide to go farther. Go even further beyond, as they say. But yeah. Oh, here's the part that traumatized Moon in person. Get ready for it. Now they're digging in.
I'm gonna just. Oh, what is in here? There's like ice. Okay. I can't even. What's happening right now.
Look at the butt as it oozes out of there.
Oh, this is not even real. I can't.
And
believe
watch it squirt.
What's happening?
Oh my.
Oh, I saw
You know what the worst part is? I'll stop it there. They actually liked it. Even the woman who's making that face, she's like, she gets angry at herself because she's like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm very disappointed in myself for liking that." But yeah, all right. I guess I might as well show you the thing that I was. Where is it? Where is the chocolate cake shake video? Okay, wait, is it there? No, I already checked that. God damn it! 500 deep. Get rid of that. I don't know where the chocolate cake shake is. I specifically thought I kept it so that I could show you. Ugh. So many random. You know what? I'll just type it in. To help distract me from, my sucking at this game.
Portillo's is known across the country for its savory hot dogs and crispy French fries.
Do you believe that I'm actually trying to be conservative with my tabs this time? I don't know. Does that make me seem worse? Yes, it does.
But most Chicagoans know that Portillo's best kept secret is its cake shake.
It's a shake, and it's Portillo's chocolate cake at once. It's amazing. It's an evil idea. I don't know who came up with it.
Thumbs up. Love it.
The Portillo's location here in Summit, Illinois is known as the chain's sweetest subway.
In this location, depending on the day, we're going to go through anywhere from 60 to 200 of these a day, probably. On the weekends, we sometimes make over 100 cakes on a Saturday morning.
That's Kara Crones. She's been with Portillo's for 9 years and has been making the cakes and cake shakes ever since she started working here.
It's extremely chocolatey and decadent. It's very moist.
Very delicious.
Yeah.
People are still shocked when you tell them, hey, we bake these on site fresh.
The cake mix starts with its dry ingredients: baking cocoa flour, baking powder, and baking soda.
And maybe you'll want a cake shake at the end of this.
There's always been this rumor that Portillo's cake has mayo in it to make it so moist.
I ain't no culinary expert, but I heard mayo is a big thing on that.
Can you dispel those rumors if it isn't true?
I can't tell you what the secret ingredient is.
Okay.
Someone might kill me. No, I'm just kidding.
And to be fair, with these types of videos, you can't actually say it does not include that. Because if you do, then people keep track of, okay, these are the things they said that it does not go into it. So you basically have to go like, I think you put cyanide in your cakes. Like, no. And then it's just like, I think you put corn in it. They're like, no. So that's why it's better to just go, I cannot say whether it does or does not have that ingredient. I mean, you don't want to say that for the cyanide part, but yeah. Also, for mayo, mayonnaise is basically just eggs and oil. So it is a actual thing that some people do add to cakes. And it's one of those things which people go like, ew, and then they try and like, it's not that different. I mean, if you're using some flavored mayonnaise, and Jesus, that's weird, but yeah.
The real secret is in the mixing. Portillo's mixes the batter at 3 different rates: low, medium, and then high. This is to incorporate deep pockets of air into the mixture to give it that famous fluffy texture.
When it gets towards the end, you kind of get the start of that smell of chocolate cake. You're like, oh, it's almost done. It's Portillo's chocolate cake time. You got to check on it towards the end, about 28 to 29 minutes, because nobody wants overcooked chocolate cake. So when the cakes come out of the oven, we've got to pop them out of the pan so they can finish their cooling so they don't overcook in there. So we're going to just give it a good hearty tap on the side, and then we're going to flip it into
I
our
totally
hand.
tap back.
And then we're going to take
oh
it,
no,
we're gonna
that
put it
sounds
on
like
this cooling rack here, and then we can frost it because we don't want melty frosting.
The frosting that goes on a Portillo's chocolate cake is not homemade and is in fact just your traditional classic fudge frosting.
So we're going to first put a tiny
Oh,
little
no.
dot on the bottom to help the cake
was
stick.
muted.
And then we're going to flip it
I'll be
upside
judged.
down so that the finished product has a more even look, and so the 2 pieces stick together. So we're almost making a hamburger out of the cake. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our first pound of frosting, and we're
Yes.
going to spread it out as evenly as we can.
And did you say pound of frosting?
I did.
Okay, so there's 2 pounds of frosting.
2 pounds of frosting on every Portillo's chocolate cake.
Wow.
And then we're going to take our second pound of frosting and we're going to put it on top and wrap it around all the sides. But we're not really going for perfection, we're going for homemade.
I'm not into sweets, but this is
This is
good.
very good. All along that I've been going to Portillo's, I usually get a piece of chocolate cake.
So you have to eat beef.
All right. 1 second. So let's see. Okay, so it's 0.4 kilograms, but you know, as they said, it's 2 pounds, so just under 1 kilogram. Or almost 1 kilogram of frosting. However, one of the things that we saw in the video yesterday with Moon and yeah, well, there was a 20-pound cake in one of them. So it would have been a 9 kilogram, like, you know, cake. It was a 20-pound, like, chocolate cake. It was ridiculous. Let's see.
Yeah.
And beer and cake.
I made the joke of which is more damaging, having it thrown at you or eating it. Because, you know, at 20 pounds, or I guess 9 kilograms, like, you could actually hurt someone by hitting them with that cake.
in that order though. It's good.
It's
I
good.
like it.
Yes.
Their frosting really does it. Some
Yeah,
cakes it's just kind of like too whippy or something. And it's
Yeah,
just
I'm not a big fan of like the whipped cream, so the frosting kind of does it. And just the cake itself,
It's super moist.
It's moist and spongy.
Who do you want your lunch is done? Thank you.
It hits the spot every time. I remember as a kid, at all of our family parties, we would have Portillo's cake. The cake itself isn't as overwhelmingly sweet as you would think it would be based on what we saw in the kitchen. It's like, again, a subtle taste of chocolate, and the frosting is really what adds the sweetness to it. There's enough frosting to last you the entire cake. This is literally the perfect guilty pleasure for anyone wanting to eat their feelings. This is it.
So you
But
want
you
some
can't just
cake?
eat Portillo's chocolate cake. You gotta try their cake shake. According to Kara, back when Portillo's started making Gina Portillo's cake recipe, they could only serve them the day they were made, because that's about how long they stayed fresh for. So a manager by the name of Dale Phillips thought it would be a great idea to utilize the leftovers.
Oh my god, they don't use preservatives? You're not American. Your cake's supposed to outlive you.
They started putting pieces of cake into a cake shake, and they started selling it, and it's been a success ever since. We're gonna grab our cup. We're gonna give it a tiny little bit of shake mix in the bottom.
And what is that shake mix?
Vanilla ice cream, pretty much. We're gonna take our whole piece of cake,
The entire piece?
an entire piece of cake.
That's amazing.
We're gonna put it all in this cup with this little bit of vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
The moment people find out that we put a piece of cake in a shake, their mind is blown.
My mind was blown today. I'm from Chicago, and I feel like a lot of people don't even know that Portillo's has a cake shake.
No, they don't.
And I only equate the cake shake to Portillo's.
So the whole thing is gonna go in. We're gonna make sure they get all their delicious frosting.
This is why I love Chicago.
Then we're gonna even add some of our chocolate syrup in there. So it's chocolate on chocolate. We're gonna add a little more shake mix.
All right.
A little bit on the bottom so the cake doesn't get stuck in the bottom, and then you just get big chunks. And then a little bit more, and then we're gonna mix. It's gonna break up some of the chunks of that piece of cake that's in there, so you can actually drink it through a straw or with your spoon on the side.
Drinking
You wanna
a
be able to
cake.
have somebody drink this in their car when they're leaving the drive-through. You want a little bit of thick chunks in there just for a bite, but not a lot. And then we're gonna put a little more on to top it off,
Okay.
and then we're gonna mix. And voila, chocolate cake shake.
It's chewy. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. Now I don't know.
I like it when you get the chunks in there, and especially if it's like the chunks of frosting. Oh.
Yeah, chunks just gotta suck extra hard.
Oh, yes. Remember
The
to suck
rumors are
extra.
true. They do indeed put an entire cake slice into the cake shake, which is amazing. And the best part of the cake shake, for me at least, is that each sip comes with bits and chunks of the chocolate cake itself. So it really feels like you're drinking an entire cake slice. I know that
Yes.
sounds like a
Well,
lot to some
technically that's what
people,
he
but
said.
it's so yummy, it's so tasty, and I recommend it 100%. The best thing that complements the cake shake at Portillo's are the fries. You literally dip the fries in your cake shake, and you take a bite, and you get the perfect combination of sweet and savory. You get the crunch of the fry, and the soft mushiness of the cake shake itself. So good. Portillo's for me, as a kid, was always
Oh my god. You're not being inclusive right now. How dare you, Anne? For saying ew. Okay, well, I guess it depends on the context. If it's a guy on a guy, then hey, you're being inclusive. But you know, if it's a guy telling a girl, then that's kind of gross. Well, then. I don't know. It depends on what they're. Never mind. Not going into that.
comfort food. It was always, something that reminded me of home.
Especially after
and
yesterday.
a place where I could come with all my friends, whether I was in high school, whether I was in college. There was just so much variety. But
Well,
also the food.
chips and the milk. I mean, like French fries and milkshakes are a combination that is not uncommon here. Yeah. Well, it also depends on the kind of, chips you're using. Like, are you using, like, regular? Or are you using, like, seasoned? Like, I wouldn't want to use Old Bay season. Oh, well, neither of you know what Old Bay seasoning is. Old Bay seasoning is a seasoning that is often used on seafood and also put on French fries in Maryland. It's really tasty, but it's very strong and would absolutely not go well. But yeah.
Food was just always good. Especially the cake shake, and the fries. These three might not be on the iconic 5 list of Portillo's, but to me, they're the famous 3. This is why I miss the Midwest. No one cares about the calorie count. You just taste good food, and you eat good food, and you just eat what makes you happy.
Oh. I forgot, Anne, did I show you the Poke Earth thing with the seal? The spiel? If I do show you this, it would be the last thing, and then I'm going to try playing the game for the rest of it. Alright, fine. You forced me, Anne. How could you?
Turns and the rising sun strengthens, ice that once covered the glacial waters begins to break apart. The splintering ice becomes a fleet of rafts that are the perfect place for Walrein to raise their young. A Sfeel. At just 1 week old, he has little fat. And the only protection he has from the cold is a set of double-layered fur. Due to their unique body shape, Sfeel often have a hard time moving about. It's not easy getting where you want by rolling around.
Alright. Alright, I guess I'll go back to the game. Well, I guess I'll stream the thing I'm supposed to be until she gets back. Oh. By the way, Moon, have you heard of Cowboy Bebop? And actually, how long have you been here? Did you hear me give the... You didn't hear from the beginning, and that means you've heard the conversation at least twice. Oh. So, Cowboy Bebop is a very famous... I guess at this point it's an old anime. But it's one of the early anime that are known for having a really good English dub. It's to the point of where I would recommend you watching the English dub over the over the original dub. Oh, so you've heard me give the conversation like several times now. In that case, I'll just tell you that it's really good. So I will not say it a third time. For the sake of anyone watching, from the beginning, like Lolbus, or, you, or like anyone who watches this in the future going like, oh my god, there's a Cowboy Bebop game? Why is he just once again watching food and anime videos? Once again, I'm already at half health. I do not know how to activate the laser. Alright. So I have about, I don't know. Depending on how much progress I make. I guess either 30 minutes or, 40. Spinning around, spinning around.
それなりの修理があれば持ち直すんじゃない？
I am not going to beat the next boss. Oh my. I'd say the one good thing is at least I haven't died to the... Or I haven't died in the cave run.
どうやら次がメインディッシュみたいよ。もっと丁寧に機械を扱ったら？
Oh. And I'm going to die. Almost immediately. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes. Clearly I'm very skilled at this game. Oh. So yeah, and I guess if you're... When you get back, let me know how you're playing that video. But until then, I will continue sucking at this game. Oh, okay. That's alright. So I'll just play that video and then I'll go back to sucking at this.
Mum should be around here somewhere. Like all toddlers, this Sfeel knows exactly how to get his mother's attention.
Wait, if I do that, my mom will come?
During the nursing period, Sfeel feed from their mothers. The milk, which contains over 70% fat, will help him develop a thick layer of blubber that will improve his chances of survival against winter's deadly grip.
Yeah, I didn't think you were
Drinking
talking about my
this,
abs. Don't
Sfeel
worry
will
about it. They
gain
don't
roughly
exist.
5 kilograms a day. In just another week, he'll look like this chubby fellow.
I slept my stomach.
These two brothers are eager to explore on their own. However, their curiosity often lands them in trouble.
Yeah, it's alright as far as typos goes. You could have potentially said worse things. Oh.
Before they can get back onto the mainland, it becomes clear that this patch of ice has a mind of its own.
No, as I said, they don't exist. I mean, maybe at one point in my life I had
These
abs when I was
siblings are
very
still
active.
too young to swim. And this newfound isolation can prove to be very dangerous.
It's hard to work out when you have back
A
pain
blizzard
and like
quickly approaches.
nerve damage.
Without the protection of their mother, it won't
Well,
be long before the storm
I'm
claims
going to
its
try and
first
start
victims.
working out again. It's just that, you know, I always tend to make excuses. Once I tend to work out, I tend to lose weight quickly, but you know.
Whether by instinct or through sheer luck, the Avalug...
Well, first of all, if you've seen the pictures of, you know, all the pictures people take of abs, that is not what they normally look like. The things you see in movies and stuff where you're like, oh my god, look at that guy's chiseled abs. That's not how you normally look. That is controlled dehydration. You have to dehydrate yourself a certain way for a few days, at which point your body starts to turn like that. I mean, you know, it's like you also have to be in great shape. Yeah, but the point is, he's not normally like, he doesn't look like, you know, the strong man in movies, because he hasn't gone through like the typical, like, you know, yeah. I don't know. When you're younger and you have more time to work out and you're not as tired from work, it's so easy to work out. I used to be very good. I used to be able to lift anyone I saw. I came across a 300-pound guy, and I was like, he was one of my friends. I didn't just go up to a random person. Oh, okay. One of the other things is once you get into the habit of doing something or stopping doing something, it's harder to maintain it. So it's also a slippery slope. It's like, oh, you know, I'll cut back. Well, in my case, it's because I fractured my spine and then I got nerve damage. And so I needed to stop working out for a while to recover from that. And you know, whatever. This is
appears to have taken a sudden detour back towards the mainland. It will be a long time before the Sfeel are ready to brave the storm without their mother. However, not all wild Sfeel can be as fortunate. Nearly 50% of all pups will not survive to adulthood.
You should also check out the Claude Sire at some point. But, I need to play the game that I'm supposed to be playing. Glad you liked it. Go on. I think I'm doing a bit better than I was before. Oh my. Oh my. I've actually managed to not like lose half my health.
ほとんど無傷に近いわね。
Okay, so. God, I feel like I'm about to get motion sickness from this. I mean, not really, but still, I'm worried that somebody could get motion sickness from this. I do wish I knew the controls. I mean, I've sometimes
ど
fired.
うやら次がメインディッシュみたいよ。
Hey, like. Not mean to hit the. I am. I'm gonna lose. Alright, well, I'm dead. Ah. I figure out how to use a laser. Oh, okay. Okay, that's how I do it. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot. By properly using the laser, I may be able to win. Oh my god, isn't this so interesting? Watching me spaz out. That. Come on. I have a feeling that for this I would rather pilot Phase Machine. Still, it's so interesting in this game because, I mean, from what I've seen, sci-fi fans who watch this series really like it. Because of technical. Hey, person! I've been, well, you know, sort of playing this game. I'm just gonna make sure. I've been doing okay. This is the first level, and I keep getting my butt beaten like a drum. Have you heard of Cowboy Bebop? Ah. It's an old series that's really well liked. And go man. It's there was recently a live action movie of it made, but like a lot of other ones, they don't really care about the source material. Well, it traumatized you too. I showed it to Anne, but Anne didn't have as visceral a reaction, or at least didn't type it out, it traumatizing her, so you know. No. I showed some videos to Anne that I showed you two yesterday. No, no. Dude. Wow, this is... I don't know if she was scared of it, but she was probably bothered by it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you didn't say that couldn't possibly be real, so you know. I just think Person and Moon thought I was literally, like, you know, lying. Yeah. I don't know if I can speed up or, you know, anything. I am doing worse than before. Yep. No. I'm questioning whether I should say the thing about the Cowboy Bebop stuff again, because like Person, Han, and Lolbutz, who I also believe Lolbutz is probably here somewhere lurking in the background, have heard me talk about Cowboy Bebop several times already, so I don't want to be like, oh my god. And then also, if anyone's watching this on YouTube, it's like, oh, god damn it, is he talking about Cowboy Bebop again? Yes, okay, I get it. Except this time I'll say the correct thing. Steve Bloom is the English voice actor for Cowboy Bebop. I guess I'll give you the cliff notes. Cowboy Bebop has a really good English dub, which is completely by accident. Steve Bloom worked in the mailroom of the company that he was in. And they just decided, hey, we don't have a voice for the main character of our series. Who should we get? Let's just hire the mail guy. They went into the mailroom and were like, hey, you want a voice of the character in an anime? And he's like, sure. Career-defining role. Became a very famous voice actor after that line. Or after that. And all the characters are, you know, very, very well voiced. This is a time when bad English voice acting was notorious. Yeah. Nope. In the face. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's really impressive. Just, dude. Do it. Oh my. I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, it's also one of the Cowboy Bebop is also one of the few series where people are like, watch the English dub. I feel like watching the Japanese dub feels wrong because Spike's character sounds a bit more silly. And it's just sort of amazing, more amazing now that I think about the guy who's voicing the main character. Doesn't really know what the fuck he's doing. But he's doing a very good job. Even still. Yeah. Nope, nope. Yeah. I have no idea if this game is actually hard or if it's just I suck at video games. Because it could be both. Yeah. I have to fly like I'm drunk, try and confuse the targeting. Was Faye about to say something? I'm doing much better than before, but I'm still sucking. There, well, yeah. I think I need a break from this. Oh wait, I don't even need to do continue, because literally I just still at the first level. Alright, well, I might try playing this more tomorrow, but if I can't, well, I guess I have to lower the difficulty because I'm not really making any progress. I'll see you guys later, and I'll try to stream Demon Slayer after work, since, you know, last night I started way too late. Thank you everyone for coming by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I need to make sure I have everything ready for work since it's been a while. Alright, yeah. Bye. Thanks for coming in, and Person, and Moon Shrine, and thank you, Lolbutts, too, for coming and talking at the beginning. Alright, bye.